All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Mr. Colin Wong, and I'll be your scholarship advisor for today. So we'll start with the general overview of the various scholarships that we offer in MCKL in the broad categories of merit scholarships, special scholarships, and other miscellaneous scholarships. So if I could draw your attention to the top row for the merit scholarships category, we have the most sought after scholarship, which is the 100% scholarship for tuition fees for our various programs, which, as the name implies, is a 100% scholarship for full coverage of all your tuition fees for your studies in MCKL. And we also have our other merit scholarships, which are based on fixed amounts ranging from 1,000 ringgit to 12,000 ringgit for local students. And for international students, we also offer merit scholarships ranging from 2,500 to 5,000 ringgit flat amount. And then the other broad category would be the special scholarships, such as the Methodist pastors' children at 100% of tuition fees. For non-Methodist pastors' children, the rate is 50% of tuition fees. And for students who are members of local Methodist churches, we offer a 10% tuition fee scholarship. And if any of you have older siblings who have completed their studies or are currently studying in MCKL, we offer a sibling scholarship of 10% off tuition fees. And for those who are from select Christian schools or those who have the Christian homeschooling qualification, we also offer another 10% of the tuition fees. And then for the other scholarship categories, we have financial aid, which, as the name implies, is for those in need. And the support can range anywhere from 25% to 100% of tuition fees. And for those who have outstanding student leader and achievement awards while they're in school, there is a scholarship for that as well at 25% to 100%. And then those who are with the Girls or Boys Brigade in the Steadfast Association, there's a 50% to 100% tuition fee scholarship. And our joint ECE scholarship, the next one is for students who have pledged to work for kindergartens in their Methodist churches, where the church agrees to help fund part of their studies here in MCKL. And then there's the Preston L. Peach Award for those who have outstanding achievements while they are in college as opposed to before coming to college. And then many of you probably have heard about these, the Star Education Fund and Sinchu Education Fund. These are external scholarships that you can find more information on them from their respective websites since they are applied for externally. And then aside from that, we got our miscellaneous rebates like the early bird discount or open day rebate for those who register today, and MCKL alumni discount for those who have completed studies previously in MCKL. Okay, so we'll be moving on to look a little more in depth into our scholarships. So we'll start with our 100% scholarship. And these are for the various programs: A levels, OSMET, ACCA, FIA, Diploma in Early Child Education, DDS, DIOT, and AdTP. All right. This would be based on your SPM and IGCSE results. So 9 A stars for IGCSE, and for SPM, it requires 10 A's, and at least 9 of them must be A+, no A-. Okay. And for those who are doing AdTP or ACCA with higher qualifications, we will look at 4 A's in A levels, CGPA of 4 in STPM, or ATAR of 98 and above in OSMET, and 5 points in UEC. And our point system is basically like this. A is 1, B is 2, B is 3. You take your top 5 subjects, assign the points according to their grades, and then add them up. So smaller number is better in the point system for UEC. Okay. So the main thing about the 100% scholarship is that it's very sought after, and it's also quite limited in the places that we have. So not everyone will be able to get it, even though they may qualify for it with their results. Right? Applications are subject to selection by the Scholarship Board of MCKL. And in addition to the academic requirements, it's also need-based. So students have to submit their proof of household income, such as the tax return forms, salary slips, and so on. And then it's selected on a case-by-case basis. And it's not, the other thing to bear in mind also is that if you do get awarded the 100% scholarship, it's not going to be a free ride all the way through your studies in MCKL. Okay, you do have to maintain a minimum GPA of 3.2 out of 4 throughout your studies in MCKL in order to hold on to your scholarship every semester, right? For CAT and ACCA, that's an average of 70%, right? This is basically to ensure that students stay on their toes and that they have to continue maintaining their grades to show that they still deserve keeping the scholarship as well. All right. Then we'll be moving on to look at the fixed amount scholarships that we offer. All right. Students who applied for the 100% scholarship but were not selected, they by default they will go to the next category. They will be awarded the next highest value of let's say for A levels it will be the 12,000 ringgit scholarship. All right. For the requirements, you can see it's all laid out nicely on the table. 12,000 requires 8 A stars in IGCSE, or 9 A's, 8 of which must be A plus for SPM, right? UEC 7 points and so on. I don't think I need to go through talking about every single one of them. You can see all the values up here nicely laid out for you. Okay, and don't worry if you can't take a screenshot and memorize all of it right now. Okay, all of this information is also up on our website, so you'll be able to reference that later on. Okay, so just bear in mind that we have two separate categories for local students and international students, right? So for international students, 8 A stars or 9 A's with 8 A plus, that will be maximum value of 5,000 ringgit for covering tuition fees, and 8 A's would be 2,500 ringgit. Okay. And you can see that the values are also slightly different for other programs, such as our diploma programs. Here, you can see the values, although similar values, you can see that the requirements, the minimum academic requirements for it is significantly easier to acquire because the scholarships here are a little less competitive, right? So 8 A's and above, you can already achieve the 12,000 ringgit scholarship. And this is the only category where we can also look at A minuses for some of the lower scholarships like 7,000, 4,500, and 3,000, right? For international students, same values in terms of money value, ringgit value, but the academic requirements are lower as well, right? Then next grouping, we'll be looking at the merit scholarships for ACCA, FIA, Foundations in Accounting, previously also known as CAT, right? You can see the values here are lower, but that's because the maximum tuition fees for CAT or ACCA FIA is significantly lower as well. And you can see this is also corresponds with the lower requirements for the academic achievements that you have in school. All right, and then we look at the merit scholarships for ACCA, full-time program only, not part-time, and only for papers F1 to F3, okay? For the subsequent papers, there are rebates for students who do well, but that one is applied for on an individual basis after you've acquired your external exam results. So just for your papers F1 and F3, you can see all our criteria over here and the corresponding scholarship values assigned to them, right? So I'll just give you a couple of moments to take a look. So for example, I think most students will probably be coming to ACCA maybe from A levels or STPM, and corresponding to requiring 4 A's plus interview and so on for 100% tuition scholarship. And then for fixed amounts of scholarships, there is no interview required, just a matter of getting the grades. Okay. And then merit scholarships for AdTP, same drill. You've seen this table similarly structured in the other ones. 100% scholarships and then fixed amounts after that, right? And international students, separate categories as well, with a lower value for the rates over here. Okay. And then we'll move on now to look at the special scholarships that we offer in MCKL. Okay. Now, the special scholarships do require a GPA maintenance in order to GPA of 2.2 out of 4 in order to hold on to your scholarship throughout your studies. Okay. Just to give you an idea of what a GPA of 2.2 is, typically A is 4, B is 3, C is 2. So if you have a mixture of B's and C's, you should be pretty safe in terms of keeping your scholarship throughout your studies over here. Okay, I've already talked about the values in terms of scholarships, tuition fee coverage for these scholarships, so I won't repeat that here. Just that all the percentages are based on tuition fees only. Okay, and in contrast to the previous fixed amount scholarships that you've seen previously, all right, these fixed amount scholarships have no GPA maintenance, whereas the special scholarship does. Okay, and then the other scholarships that we have, all right, we've got financial aid, same thing as mentioned earlier, GPA maintenance. And also, it's selected on a need basis. Not every applicant will be able to will be awarded financial aid because the slots are limited. So students will be interviewed and so on. Right? There's the Student Leader and Achievement Award. So for those who have outstanding co-curricular achievements while they were in school in the last 2 years, right? We are not looking back that far to say your primary school or your early Form 1 to Form 3, for example. Okay. Selection also requires an interview. And just to give you an idea, the benchmark achievements for Student Leader and Achievement Award is typically achievements at state or international level. All right. We are not really looking for things like participation in your school gotong royong and so on. Okay, those are usually not really counted for this kind of award. Okay, MCKL Steadfast Scholarship, we've gone over that already. Joint ECE Scholarship for those who want to become kindergarten teachers and pledge to work for their churches for a few years. This is a scholarship that you can consider. And then here, I will go a little more in depth into the Preston L. Peach Award, right? This one, as you can see, has a GPA requirement of 3.8 or above. So it's pretty much very close to the maximum. This is for students who have good co-curricular achievements and academic achievements while they are in college, as opposed to before coming to MCKL, right? So for example, a leadership position will refer to a president or vice president of a co-curricular club or society, overlapping with your semester of achieving a GPA of 3.8 or above. And then you'll be able to apply for the President L. Peach Award to cover 100% of your tuition fees for one semester. So say, for example, you join MCKL with no scholarship, or maybe with, let's say, 1,000 or maybe 3,000 ringgit merit scholarship, because that was what you qualified for when you entered. But while you're in MCKL, you have a GPA of 3.8 or above, and you are also maybe president of the chess club, for example, then you can apply for the President L. Peach Award to replace your other scholarship for one semester for 100% coverage of your tuition fees. And then in subsequent semesters, if you maintain your GPA and maintain your leadership position, you can continue applying for it again and again. Okay. And then Star Education Fund and Sinchu Education Fund are both outstanding academic achievements and need-based as well. You can apply for them on their respective websites. okay? But those would be only for the later intakes that we have this year. So we'll be looking at probably the May intakes onwards, or maybe only from the July to August intakes. So you can check on their respective websites what the requirements are and what the coverage is, okay? And now we'll be moving on to talking about the way that the scholarship is given to you in MCKL, all right? So for example, our scholarship follows a reimbursement format, okay? And here we'll be looking at the percentage-based scholarships first, which is the 100% tuition fee merit scholarship and the various percentages covered by the special scholarships, okay? The first semester payment is made in full, all right? Meaning that our scholarship is not an upfront discount, okay? First semester, everybody comes in, everybody pays in full. And then a scholarship voucher is given at the end of the semester for you to reduce the subsequent semester's payment, okay? And then the first voucher is guaranteed, which is based on your school results, okay, your application for the scholarship. And then subsequent vouchers depend on maintaining your GPA, all right? So 3.2 out of 4 for the 100%, and then for the special scholarships, it will be usually a 2.2, okay? And at the end of your studies, the final portion of the scholarship is refunded after completion. Okay, so let's say, for example, your A-levels has 3 semesters, right? First semester, pay in full. Second semester, you got the scholarship voucher. Third semester, scholarship voucher. After you complete your studies, refund one more time, okay? So that's how it works. And then all the second and subsequent vouchers will depend on whether you meet your GPA requirements, all right? Now, we'll be talking about the scholarship reimbursement for our fixed amount scholarships. So the scholarships are ranging from 1,000 ringgit to 12,000 ringgit. Okay, same thing as before. First semester payment is made in full. A scholarship voucher given at the end of the semester to offset the next semester fees. Same thing. The main difference is that the amount awarded each semester, all right, depending on what value you're awarded, is the total value divided by the number of semesters with a minimum of 1,000 ringgit. So let's say, for example, you have the 12,000 ringgit scholarship, and you take the A-levels program. That will be 3 semesters, okay? So first semester, you pay in full. Second semester, you got a voucher of 4,000, which is 12,000 divided by 3, right? So second semester, voucher of 4,000. Third semester, another voucher of 4,000. And then after you complete your studies, we refund one more 4,000. Okay, so 12,000 in total divided by 3. Simple, yes? And the main thing about these fixed amount scholarships is that they do not depend on you maintaining the GPA criteria. Okay, so long as you are completing your studies in MCKL and you're not you don't have any disciplinary issues that might warrant a forfeiture of your scholarship, you'll be able to keep your scholarship for the whole course of your studies. Okay. Final portion refunded after completion, if any funds are remaining. Okay. So, for example, some of the smaller values, like the 1,000 ringgit scholarship, okay, that is awarded to you as a voucher in the second semester of 1,000 ringgit straight, because the minimum is 1,000, is not going to be divided any further than that. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Okay, and oops, overshot that slightly. Okay, so some housekeeping as we move on towards the end of the guide. All right. Scholarships require the submission of a program application form in order to be considered valid. All right. So, for example, if you want to apply for a scholarship, please also submit it together with your application for an MCKL program. All right. Please, because we will not be able to process your application if you just send in an application applying for, let's say, 100% scholarship, but no mention of any program that you're applying for. We can't do anything with that. So please apply for the program first, or rather together with your scholarship, okay? And on the opposite end of it, we also sometimes get applications for the programs, but without the application for scholarships. The thing is that scholarships are not automatically awarded. There is a specific scholarship form which must be filled and submitted together with your application for your academic program. Okay. So, for example, if a student applies for A levels and he has 9 A stars or 10 A plus, 9 A plus, right? We will look at the grades and we acknowledge what the grades are, but we do not automatically award the scholarship after looking at the grades. Okay, students must apply for it separately, all together with the normal program application. So this is just something important that you have to bear in mind. Okay, and scholarships are not redeemable for cash. All right. So, for example, maybe you have applied for the A levels program and you have a 12,000 ringgit merit scholarship, and you've completed 2 semesters. You've received one voucher for 4,000 ringgit, and then you decide, that you do not want to complete your studies in your studies in MCKL. You wish to transfer to another institution, then your scholarship is terminated there and then. Okay, you will not be able to ask for the balance to be given to you as cash, so that you can take it to another institution for other things, for any other purposes. Okay, or even if you just wish to straight up quit your studies, the balance is not given to you either. Okay, you must complete your studies in MCKL. And the students can only receive one scholarship at a time. Okay, so for example, you may qualify for a 50% special scholarship or a 12,000 ringgit merit scholarship simultaneously. You can only hold on to one of them, and then you get to choose which one you prefer to keep based on your criteria. All right, which one ends up giving you the higher value, or which one may be easier to maintain in the long run. Okay, and for those of you applying with your school results, okay, only results that have been received within 2 years from the commencement date of the program can be accepted to use to apply for a scholarship. All right. And for those of you who are taking, say, IGCSE, right, you are allowed to combine results from multiple sittings within a 12-month period, as long as there are no overlapping subjects. All right. So let's say, for example, maybe you have results from June 2020 and November 2020. You can combine them together. All right. Or let's say if your results are from November 2020, you can combine them with results as early as November 2019. Okay. But not anything earlier than that. All right. That's one of the criteria for combining subjects. And of course, they have to be different subjects, right? They cannot be the same subject taken multiple times over and over again to stack up on the number of grades that you get. Okay. And the other main thing to remember is that I will not be able to cover every single little minute detail for all of our scholarships in this talk. Okay, I don't think I would want to bore you with all the details right now as well. Okay, but terms and conditions do apply. Please read the forms thoroughly when you apply for your scholarships. Okay, because whatever is in the form will supersede whatever you hear verbally, whether it's from a talk or from a counselor and so on, or just word of mouth. Okay, so just remember that.